I'm wondering, do you set goals for yourself for each year? And if you do, how do you go about doing it? Now, today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how I'm going to try to start setting quilt goals for myself. Now, of course, I do planning for my YouTube channel, and there's lots of things on that I want to get done. But there are some specific goals that I want to accomplish in 2024. So I'm going to talk with you about those. Again, I want you to share your goals with me in the comments below. It's fun to see, again, what all of you are doing out there. So let's just jump in and get started. Now, lists work for me. If I make a list, I stand a much greater chance of getting the task accomplished. So I have made a list. I'm going to put it up there by my UFO list on my cabinet on the other side of my room there. But I'm going to talk to you about what my goals are. Now, I don't know how many goals to set yet because this is the first year I've actually written them down. But these, I really do want to do these this year. My first goal is to work on better cord organization for my quilt room. It doesn't matter what strategy I've used. Sometimes it helps some, but I still have cords everywhere, and I really want to work on that. So I'm going to have to do a little research on that, maybe try out some new products and some new strategies for that. But I do want better cord organization in my quilt room. Now, that may not sound like a very fun goal or a very big goal, but I need to do that. Now, the next goal I have on my list is to use leaders and enders for an ongoing quilt project. Now, I usually just use these little leaders and enders, but lots of quilters have talked about using leaders and enders as an ongoing project. Now, I did get this put together and I have things ready to go, but I haven't started doing it, and I want to do this. I'd like to do this, finish this quilt project here. I think I have enough squares. I think it'd make a nice size quilt, and how easy would that be? But I have to establish that habit and get that going. So I do want to do this, and this will be an X and O quilt. An X and O quilt? Well, anyway, I'm hoping. Who knows? I may turn it into something else. But I do want to get all of the blocks sewn like this. And it's really all ready to go. I just need to get it set up at my machine. So I'm doing that routinely. Now, one of my subscribers recently shared that she uses leaders and enders. And one of the things that she likes to use it for is to make a Goodnight Irene quilt. And I had to look that one up. But you may be familiar with that, or you may be familiar with it using with the name of Crossroads. And that is a neat quilt pattern, and I think I want to try to make one of those this year if I get this one done. But I want to do the Crossroads or Goodnight Irene pattern using scraps as leaders and enders. So in the comments below, tell me if you use leaders and enders to work on an ongoing project, or do you just use them as leaders and enders and then throw them away? I'm curious to know how you all are doing it out there. The next goal is to make a quilt using this half hexie template. I am excited about this quilt. I really want to do this. I showed you earlier in one of my earlier videos a new fabric collection that I bought. Well, it was a Christmas collection from last year, and I used some of my Christmas money for it to purchase some of the fabrics, but I want to use this to make a giant hexagon quilt. So that is my third goal. Is to make a half hexie quilt with that fabric line, Christmas Eve. So I do want to make that. The next goal I want to accomplish is I want to make this pattern. I told you before, I don't buy patterns very often, but this is one I want to make. And so my fourth goal is to get this done. I think that's going to be lots of fun. And some of these goals I may turn into videos, so we'll have to see. Now, I've left 10 items on here. I've made a list of 10 items and I only have 5. My 5th one is a crumb quilt. I hear lots of people talk about crumb quilts. I'm not solely a scrap quilter. I have made scrap quilts in the past, but I like to make other quilts too. I don't just scrap quilt. But I have heard lots of people talk about crumb quilts, and I want to make one. I've got to search to see what kind of pattern I want to use, but that is definitely on my goal list for 2024. Now, the next 5 on my list are blank because, I may run across something during this year that I think, oh gosh, I want to learn that technique, or I want to do this, or I want to do that. And I may not even be able to get these 5 done on top of all the stuff I do for my YouTube channel, but these are my goals for my quilt goals for 2024. Now, I hope you'll consider joining me in making a goal list of quilt goals for 2024 and share those with me. I think it will be fun. I'll try to keep you updated on my goals, and maybe you can help and maybe you can update me on your goals. I do hope you've enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share with a friend. And until next time, have fun quilting.